Hi. So since we have our contract ready in this video, we will test all the functionalities. We already know that blockchain is immutable. So before deploying our contract, we write unit test to make sure all our functions and variables in our smart contract are working and returning the correct values. We are using Mocha and Chai for this purpose. Just remember we have installed these dependencies while we were installing and set up on installing Hardhat in our project. So simply go to test folder and inside it create a new file by the name task contract test.js. And at the very first, import our libraries, that is we will need expect from the Chai library, and then we need ethers from the ether library, sorry, from the Hardhat library. Now let's write our test code. Describe, we'll name it task contract. Then we will have this function. I'm simply removing the arrow function. If you want, you can have the arrow function. And before writing the test, we will have some variables, that is task contract. Then we will have this, within this small letter, we will have task contract. It will be the object or the instance of our contract. You will understand this later on. Then we will have the owner. And now, since it's a test, we should have some dummy data. So the number of total tasks or the dummy task will be 5. And also we will have a variable called total task. So Mocha uses hooks to organize its structure. This describe keyword is used to group our test, which you can nest be as long as you want. That is, again, you can write describe, then again you can write describe like this. Then it has other hooks as well, that is it. This is also one hook. It is a test case which we will use in the upcoming videos. Then we have before hook here in the Mocha library. This before hook is run before the first it or describe test. That is, if we write just before, it will run before the first it or the describe block. Then we have before each, which we will use. It's a hook to run before each. That is, it will run before each it clause or the it statement or it or describe statements. Then we have after it. It's a hook to run after, that is, it will run after it or describe. At the very beginning, I told you about this it hook. It it is the test cases. Like this, we have hooks, and the most important is before each, describe, and it. That's it. Now let's use the before each. Before each, sorry, it will be like this, and inside this we will have an async function. So here we will deploy our task contract with this variable. We are using this variable, first one, and simply write await ethers dot get contract factory. Our contract name is task contract. Then we have the owner, which will come from await ethers dot get signers. Then within this small task contract, we will have the instance of this deployed contract. This is just a test simulation. Then this total task will be an empty array, and we will insert dummy task inside this total task. It is I is equal to 0. I will be less than number of total tasks, which will be 5 I plus plus. Let's create a task object, that is task text will be just simply whatever you want to write, task number. Since to make it random, I will write plus I, then is deleted is false. Then we will have await task contract dot add task function we are using. We will have task dot task text task dot is deleted. This functionality is this one, that is add task. It is asking for task text and boolean value. Then we will just simply push total task dot push this task. So in this variable, we are pushing this value. So this before each will run before every test defined. Later on, we will define total 3 unit tests, and before every test, this piece of code will run. Here we are deploying our contract and then getting an instance and then adding 5 dummy tasks in it. Now after this, let's simply create a new task that is unit test to add a task. We will write describe. As I told, we can nest it. It is for the add task functionality. It is a function. Then now we will use the it clause, and this just the auto suggestion. So it, the test condition is should emit add task event. It will be an async function. At the very top, we will just simply write create a new dummy task. Task text is equal to new task is deleted will be false. Then we will await and use the expect keyword from the child library. We will expect that first the task contract dot add task. We will add this new task dot task text and task dot is deleted. It will emit. It will emit. First, we have to send the instance, and what it will emit add task, that is this one, this add task. It will emit with arguments owner dot address and number of total task. So you might be getting confused. So this emit is because at the end of add task function, we are emitting the add task event. With arguments, you can see message.sender and task ID. And since in this before each clause, we already have 5 tasks, that is here we are adding 5 tasks. So this 6th task which we are adding here will have the ID 5 as index start from 0. So that is why this is right. The ID will be 5 because there are 5 tasks in it, and the index will always start from 0 in this add task, that is task ID. If you want, you can just wait and try to understand it again and again, because this is very important. And to make equality checks or to compare expected results against actual result, we can use chai library, which gives us 3 assertion. That is first one which we are using expect, then there is assert, and there is should. So in this tutorial, we will just use this expecting, that is this should emit the expected value, or else it will show error and the task won't be successfully you can say executed. So that's all for this video. In the next video, we will complete the other 2 tasks and run our test. Thank you.